怖えな。制海権を奪うのに4年もかけやがった無能の声だめだぞ。それもあれだけやった瞬間を半分くらい沈められてやったな。
A fabric bandage having the physical attributes of a piece of frickin' cheese wire when pulled, apparently. CGI. Also, I've read a lot of people in my community tab section talking about my CGI sin. Don't forget, that's just one of my bread and butter sins. I don't constantly do it during the video though. It's a one and done thing, so unless there's a horrific display of CGI during the next 7 and a bit episodes, you won't see it again, so chill. Love you.
Nanda.
It seems her plan would be kind of worthless if she randomly decided to stop the whole facade of poor little injured girl needing help at the last minute by watching that train like a frickin' hawk with a look of steely determination on her face, very much visible through their scopes. Seemingly like 60 dudes died right on that one spot consistently, one on top of the next, if you believe this fairly large human pyramid that's formed to be real.
汚れる悪魔だとさ。
Pretty surprising that this fairly highly ranked soldier seen before ordering troops is okay with an enemy soldier being dragged into their trench to have his wounds treated. He's surprised by this, but isn't that the whole point as to why they didn't just throw him into the mix right from the get-go? If they didn't have cannons capable of taking him down, he'd just go in alone and smash them up.
なあ、巨人が戦争で役に立たなくなったら、俺たち戦士隊はエルディア人はどうなるんだろうな。
Throwing a stone sound effects.
町の者に当たるな。
No, clearly not.
ジーク、じいちゃん、ばあちゃん、ただいま。立派に務めを果たしたな。
Isn't that a complete assumption on their part, given that the newspapers of their own country are stating that it had nothing to do with the Titans, and the other countries are reporting that they smashed up the Titans good and proper?
先に帰ってて。
ほら、座るなったく。さっさとなってよ。
コスロさん、負傷兵ですか？
This kid really isn't all that with it, is he? Clearly injured soldiers standing around, and he's like, "Are you hurt?"
それをタイバー家が引き受けてくれるそうだ。潜水の巨人を管理するタイバー家。
確かにタイバー家は一度も巨人の力を敵国に向けたことがない。
First bit of exposition though, since they would know all of this information, since this is their entire world and they've lived in it since they were born.
そうだ。近くこのレベリオで祭事が行われる。祭事
For the first, last, large cheeseburger with a side of onions and a Diet Pepsi? No. I'm sorry, did Reiner just straight up see a dude and be like, "Oh, that must be my dad because he went into a building where my mum said that she met my dad like 14 years ago."
やっぱり夜道はあまり進めなかったな。
雲が出てきたから仕方ない。
So first of all, I just want to say that I'm loving this, and be sure to subscribe as well so you don't miss out on the next videos, and leave me a like and a comment of course, but do you really think that the military, believing what they believe about this race of people, would be happy with a plan in which 4 children set off to an island to fight the evil people there? I'm just thinking, the guy in charge of the battle in episode 1 didn't even want to let 2 of their titans fight because he was worried about them dying, but here we're led to believe that the military was okay with 4 of their 8 founding titans heading off to the island completely alone? I just doubt that and had to raise it as an issue. Somehow Reiner was unable to actually hear her running up until she had kicked him.
3人とも逃げた責任を俺だけが問われるのか。自分たちだけは粛清されないと確信を持って言えるか。
そんなすぐに巨人の力が使えるわけ。
お前はすぐに超大型を使いこなしただろうが。
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure his point was that since it does take a long time to learn to use that power, the military brass aren't likely to just have someone gobble these guys up and transfer over their powers.
始祖を獲得しなきゃもう故郷には帰れないんだ。
自分の身を守るためなら私たちを脅すってわけ。ああ。
Marley,
ああ。
Marley,
ああ。
Marley,
ああ。
Marley,
Did he threaten them though? I thought he was saying, do you really think after such a big screw up that they'll only take me out? The notion that you can kick someone so hard in the noggin that they literally flip in midair. Telling his home boss like he doesn't already know that himself.
次の鎧はポーズで決まりだ。
でも軍はまだ鎧の継承者を発表していない。その日が来るまで俺はやることをやるだけだ。
おい、あいつカッコつけてんぞ。
Nothing says showing off like winning in a foot race and then slowly walking away after being headbutted for winning said race and pointing out how they haven't announced the successors to the Titans yet.
それじゃ
お、楽しんできたか?
It always shocks me just how small the Beast Titan actually is in his normal form.
何なんだこれは。なんでブラウン副長があんなに怯えて。クルーガーさんは古い友人じゃないのか。
You'd think that after them talking for 5 minutes and him basically holding out his hand earlier on, or like, wait, you better just do as he says, that this kid would have picked up on the fact that they're not really great friends. Oh, very dense young lad.
古い。古いって何年前の ?4 年以前なら知り合ったのはパラディと。
Unless, of course, it's more than 4, but also more than 9? So before he went to the island? Also, I love how it isn't the previously mentioned tenseness of Reiner, the scared look in his eye, the hostage-type vibe that gives it away. No, it's him doing math about how long ago he maybe met Eren.
死にたくない者は力を貸してほしい。どうか一緒に未来を生きてほしい。
Bit odd that not a single one of them had taken a picture the entire time and suddenly they all started snapping shots all at the same time.
行くぞ。
These two be like, no, you go on your own.
とにかく急いで病院に行かないと。
When you're trying to concentrate on running away, but annoyingly your damn left arm won't come up and instead you keep bringing up your right, making you look really weird while you run. Poor girl.
遅いよ。ピークさん、ご無事ですか。
パンツァー隊か。どうしてここが。
あの顎ひげが怪しかったから手を打っておいたの。
あの時か。
It only took them like a solid 20 minutes to do that.
始祖を殺せば問題を先送りにするだけだ。何としてでもここで潜水に食わせる。我々はその補助に徹するのみだ。
先生は始祖を食うつもりはないようですが。
Well, yeah, definitely not yet anyway, since he's still standing and they're still fighting. Or were you looking out for a knife and fork or her getting a plate ready or something?
やつさえ仕留めれば始祖さえ。
何をビビってんの、ポッポ。
だから始祖の巨人さえ抑えちまえば奴らは地ならしの切り札を失うって話だろ。
Pog comes out with a pretty solid statement here that's also quite straightforward, and then Cartman goes on a roughly 30-second speech about how they need to take their time. But he never said they should rush in or anything, so it feels a little redundant to be fair. Shouldn't some of that debris have hit Eren though?
始祖を失えば全てご破産だろうが。もう一人のはカバン。
How does he know that though?
ユミルのアギトとはまるで違う。
じゃあ来たぞ。ああ、時間通りだ。
Thank God you were there though, Connie, or they might not have noticed the giant airship turning up right on time. I love this, and you best believe that the Winds version is bursting with winds, but I can't quite get on board with the notion that Mikasa could chop through those thick limbs with those relatively short blades that they use.
静かにしてくれ。
again, utterly loving the episode, but it does take Eren an awkwardly long amount of time to attempt his first bite on this dude, while the kids have been yelling out Reiner's name for ages. No, seriously. In your own time, lads.
それを踏みにじられることは許せないの。それでもあんたは私に走るなって言うの。
Yes, and purely because if you were quite far behind the airship just now, then after 2 minutes of talking, you're freaking miles behind it, and now it's even more pointless.
お前が殺されるだけだバカ。
お父さんとお母さんとライナーやみんなに伝えて。
Shouldn't it be constantly getting pulled out of the gun though, since in theory this would only be working right now if the airship was entirely stationary? Nathan Bird, Bird Without a Word, Aidan White, PK Fan, Ali 50, Ryan Anderson, Israel Caldera, Chris Harris, Jonas Stahl, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Luis Hernandez, Kim Munt, Jason Davies, Yuki Ali, Manuel Morales, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Blitzcloud, Aura Keeper, Steelers, Kimi O, Sentimento, Juffa6263, Master Tank, Kevin Nauta, Brendan Krier, Storm 970, Mr. Waffle 64, Kaj Vozelman, Jordan Samuels, Sean Graves, The Epic Commander, Crimson Shadows, Kyle Farmer, Buzzbomb 3000, Adora Blue,